Everybody at one point or another is probably going to have to navigate the court. They're going to need something from the legal system. And very few of those people can afford an attorney or will ever even have representation or advice from an attorney.
The law supposes that every single person that comes into court is held to the same standard, whether they have an attorney or not. And that is just so unfair.
One is much better than zero, right? One meeting with a volunteer attorney who can at least give you advice on the course of your case, whatever that case may be, is going to make an impact. But the more that we can provide additional services, the more that the system can provide other ways, wherever that is, that people can get clear information that will explain things that doesn't take esoteric knowledge, esoteric attorney knowledge to know.
There's just so many moving parts to our legal system, and there's just so many elements, and so it could be very overwhelming to somebody that's not familiar with how it works. There's all these quirks to it. There's things at so many different levels.
Just the difference between people who have the resources to have representation or who don't have the resources but still have representation because they've come to see us. There are, in my area of law, there are solutions, there's options, there's protections that you can invoke. But if you don't know the magic words in court to invoke them, the court knows they exist. The attorneys on the other side know they exist, but they're not offering them to you unless you know how to ask.
As I got to know my clients, I realized, wow, there's some amazing people out here who just need some support, need some help. And it was I really felt empowered that I could have a 1-hour conversation with someone and make a big difference in their family law case. I could help people file a petition and a temporary parenting plan, get that parenting plan going. They would go to court, they would do great, they might come back for some more help. But I felt like, wow, I really made a difference. I had many Spanish clients early on. And again, I remember thinking, how on earth can they do these forms? I think I just came on when the forms started to become in Spanish. But still, I'm like, how on earth can they do these forms, not even speaking this language, take it to court and go forward? So it was really rewarding personally that just that one conversation could make a difference. But like I said, I appreciated the 1 hour, but I wished I had more time to devote.
When I first started practicing law, CCVLP was one of the first places I went to meet people, to try new areas of law, to network. And I started right away with doing housing, which is what I do now. And for years, I did this for free. It made me feel good about myself and my work. I felt helpful, useful, whereas I was still really finding my feet as a professional. And I am extremely lucky to have the opportunity to do what I did for free and make a living at it. And now I get to do that work and to try to expand the services we offer, the help we offer to more and more people. Because even when it's very hard, because wins can be few and far between, it was always fulfilling. And you always wish you had capacity for more.
Well, the clients are really important to me, and being able to provide those services is important. But I also just enjoy working with the volunteer lawyer program. The people who work here care about the clients that they serve and that we serve, and they're just lovely to spend time with. They are always willing to provide additional resources, willing to go the extra mile for the clients, and I love working with people who are willing to do that.
Every single day we are helping somebody work towards changing something in their life. And the things might seem small to us because we are not arguing in front of the Supreme Court, and these are not groundbreaking cases, but for each individual, this is a really major thing in their life that they are currently dealing with, that they did not go to school to deal with. And we're able to sit with them and walk them through it and connect them with attorneys who can help them.
We work right alongside people in our community to use the law to benefit them, to restore power to them, so that the law does not belong to lawyers, but it belongs to the people.